still having issues with intimacy here. Close together. The bits where you're already close together, that's less of an issue. It's the big gaping gaps here. Close, close, close. Now, as you probably surmised, my friends, even after a brief acquaintance, this wee boneyard of ours is seriously in need of some municipal TLC. Of course, if you dare address this issue with our masters in the council, they'll, in the most strident tones, inform you that the graveyard is undergoing a constant and rigorous renovation. And if you believe that, old Keith, you'll believe anything. That said, I have to give them credit where it's due. One thing they have done in recent years, for the benefit of all, was to trim back decades of long neglected bush and briar. Go back even a few short summers. This little pathway around which we stand, like so many around us, was an overgrown verdant forest. A pretty little jungle on the bright of a summer's day. A dismal place of shifting shadows and the darkness of a winter's night. It was on such a night the events of the final tale I'll tell you transpired. A true story, one the veracity of which I can attest to personally. It happened here, and it happened to me. My story begins on a bitter cold January night. 2002 it was. I'd been called upon to tell tall tales to American oil executives. Texans, I believe they were, a rowdy bunch, feasting in the newly restored Great Hall within the castle. And like many such exercises and corporate self-congratulation, their backslapping was still echoing through the whiskey fog of those ancient hallowed halls at 2 o'clock on a stormy Saturday morn, when I told my final tales, made my excuses, and cut down the icy steps from the esplanade and onto the pathways we now tread. Now understand this before I continue. I'm no whistler in the dark. This place holds no terrors for me. I know it too well, night or day. On such a night, as the winter wind howled between the headstones, as storm clouds gathered dark, black and pendulous in the skies above, even I freely admitted I was anxious. I was more anxious still when I saw, standing just where you are now, Bernie, amid the bushes and branches that clustered around the very edge of this walkway, I spied a figure. A figure as still and silent as the angel of death himself. I told myself I was being foolish. Why should I, of all people, be fearful if I had good reason to be here at such an unforgiving hour? And so might he, and being the civil soul I am, after all, the happy hangman. As I approached through the stillness and the silence of that bleak black night, I doffed my tricorn, I bowed and said, "Good evening to you, stranger." In response, a figure turned. He looked me in the eye and said, "Jesus Christ, what's that?" and ran away. Now, I thought this was a peculiar reaction, and I seriously considered running after him and telling him he had nothing to hear. As I watched him shriek like a banshee and run bow-legged into yonder bushes, I soon came to realise that maybe, just maybe, Bernard, being chased through a Gothic graveyard at 2 o'clock on a dark and stormy winter's night by the ghost of the borough executioner, his cape flapping in the breeze behind him like the regional president of the Professor Snape fan club, possibly wasn't the thing most likely to settle his nerves. And as I pondered on these thoughts, I noticed on his hasty departure, the stranger had dropped something. Lots of little something, much like yourself. Lots of clear plastic baggies containing a variety of pernicious pharmacological pills and so. Suddenly there was no mystery at all as to why he should choose to lurk in darkness. Beasties and bogeymen? No. I had chanced, it seems, upon the real lowest of the low. A drug dealer and doing his trade in my graveyard. I was outraged, incensed. I gathered up the offending items, I placed them in my cap, and thus conveyed them safely into the hands of a local law officer. And my duty done, I thought no more of the matter and continued to my own place of eternal rest, far beyond the graveyard gates. Months passed. Then one bright and sunny summer's eve, we do get them sometimes. I was wandering through this place, telling tall tales to Scruffle yourself, and I chanced upon the same constable who had taken custody of the offending item. And when he saw me here, that good policeman laughed and joked. It was a funny thing he said. For all this graveyard is the only part of Stirling town where you will find no security cameras watching the population 24 hours a day. The local drug dealers now refused point blank to do any of their business here. For some strange reason, word had spread among them that the old place was haunted. I can't imagine why. And there, my friends, before the mid-year's return, drain what little blood you still possess, and I'm stuck with you for the rest of eternity. We shall bring an end to this brief sojourn into Stirling's sinister past. Well, the stories you heard tonight, truths, fictions, portents of a shadow realm beyond the understanding of mortal man, well, just a sure sign I should stick to decaf when I'm scripting this guy.